Welcome to Trappin Ain't Dead. Another day, another dollar. Peep game.
Eddie Wise went crazy on this one, man. Man, I know that ain't who I think it is over there. Nah. Hey, let me go holler at her real quick. I'll be right back. Woo. So, baby, you know that I want you. Want you. Woo. I think lately, you know you've been frontin'. Quit playing. If you gon' dance with me, baby, make it funky. Gotta make it do what it do, baby. Let the people see our love make history. Hey, stop fretting. So baby, listen and it's out there. Ain't no reason for no rushing. We got what you want and it's poppin'. In London, jump on it.
What's good? This Munch. What's up, Janae?
Hey, Munchy Poo.
What's up with you, man? Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. My dog said, if you didn't do that, if you didn't say it, then you wasn't gonna be consistent. He was like, you done already committed. You gotta stay. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn.
It's become a little game for me now to see how you gonna react. If you gonna snap on me, if you gonna be like, man, don't say that shit.
I was so mad when my dog said that. I was like, man, you supposed to be on my side. What the fuck you doing, man? He's like, nah, bruh. She done committed. That's what get everybody into it. I'm like, nah, bruh. I don't like that.
Sorry, I just like that name for you. It was so funny. You sent me a screenshot of somebody, like your friend text you Munchy Poo. I thought that shit was so funny.
Man, all the feed. That's why you keep asking me about what feedback I get. Munchy Poo. I be like, you motherfuckers, man. But it's all good though. It's all good. You gotta live a little. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little bit. It's a nice name for you.
Man, we had a good weekend this weekend, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Where we was at? Tell the people where we was at.
We were at the Black and White Affair, hosted by the Urban Miami and put together by Trey.
That's my dog. No, we go back since the 2000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's what's up. I know him from high school. Shout out to Kansas City. I know he went there. He played ball out there.
Shout out to Norland Middle class of 03.
Oh, he went to Norland.
Yeah, he went to Norland Middle with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, you went to Norland Middle too?
Yeah. You know, I got on that 17 early in the morning every morning, and we trapping one dead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's how you know so many of us Cary Cityans and people from on the north end of the county.
I know y'all done heard about me a little bit, moving up and down. You know,
we know a little
22nd,
bit, but I know you was clean as fuck this weekend. You had your black on, all blacked out. You know, looking all snazzy. You and your girl, real cute.
You talk about me.
What?
You talk about me, dog. I don't even know what you call it. That's the morning after. That's the morning after dress. Cause I swear ain't nobody peep game until the morning after.
That's crazy. I was getting like comments.
So
and
that's
messages.
the name of the dress.
Like
morning
that.
after.
Like, oh, that's what you really had on.
Yeah.
And I like that dress, you guys. If you want to know what Munch is talking about, what I wore to the Black and White Affair, you could go to my Instagram at Janae Tate and see what I had on. But in the dark, you can't see that. It's see through.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. I was sitting there with my girl vibing, and I'm like, oh, she just got on a regular black dress. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know what I mean?
And it's really covered. It's like long sleeves.
Yeah,
turtleneck, so
yeah. So when I actually got to the I think the next morning, dog, I jump on IG. Anybody who know that I ain't get home to the next morning.
Oh, that's on your IG too, because I was cracking up talking about, so you know you got a good had a good time if you still got the same clothes on. I'm looking on Munch IG like, this nigga
bruh,
silly as fuck.
Yeah, bruh. I had man. Look, you understand? Like, those parties is reminiscent to the parties. Like, Richard been throwing parties since we was in middle school.
For real?
Yeah, he been DJing. He been doing that. A lot of people don't know that he wear a lot of hats, but that's my dog. And yeah, he been throwing them parties like that in his old boy garage. Like, it been going down like that.
That party was nice and sexy. Oh, the R&B set. Me and Reggie lived for that. Yeah, I had such a good time.
Yo, speaking of, I'm on my way to the bar, or let me just say I'm at the bar, right? And this chick sitting looking at me like, I know this nigga. And she ain't saying it, but you know when a motherfucker cut you with their eyes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you with your girl at the time?
No, I'm at the bar by myself. Like my girl, she over there in the little section or whatever or not. And I'm over here to the bar to go get her tequila sour. I'm on Henny number 3, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
So you lit.
Double shot of Henny, no ice. You know, that's how we do it. You feel me? So I went there and I'm like, and she say, Munch. You know who that was?
Who?
Bowleg. I'm like,
damn Bowleg.
yeah. So I'm like, so then I say, what's your name? Oh, she on her way. I'm like,
man, that's so crazy. Shout Taisha, her real name, but Bowleg. If you know it, her legs is Bo, been Bo since I know her. But she actually the reason. So that interaction is the reason why I came to the party, because I was at home watching the documentary, being a nerd on the automobile industry on the History Channel.
So you was just gonna pump fake.
I was gonna pump fake, and I had told Bowleg I was coming, and then she like,
look,
we just
bruh.
saw. She's like, I just met Munch. She's like, where your ass at, bitch? You need to get here. Then Reggie like,
that's
where
what
you
I'm talking
at?
about.
And then
that's what the
and they
fuck
like,
I'm talking about.
He's like, I just saw.
Shout
James.
out to the loyal listeners.
I know, right? And they like, we just saw James. I'm like, James. I'm like, oh, Munch. I was like, okay, all right, y'all. I'm finna come. So I get dressed real quick, you know, try to get as snazzy as I can. And, you know, I headed down to a super party. I had such a good time.
You know you had a good party when you got Munch on the dance floor. I'm never on the motherfucking dance floor.
When I got there, I saw you on the dance floor.
You feel me? I was in the middle of the dance floor when you heard that beat go, I was right there in the middle. When he say, anybody want a motherfucking that was me right there in the middle, dog. I'm like, boy,
I remember when that song came on, because we was getting crazy, man. I'm like, Munch got the shades on. He like 2-stepping. He grinding on his girl. I say, this is a sexy, you know, romantic Munch. I don't know this nigga.
It was a hell of a night, you know. It's new shit for me,
Well, we all had a good night, and you know, again, shout out to the Urban Miami for having such a great party. Like I've been going. This is my second year. I've been going every year. You know, that's gonna be like a tradition for us now.
Yeah, I gotta go every year. Black professionals, black people getting together. Just having fun, man. It's 25 and over for the most part.
Oh, shout out to his dad who was like dressed to the nines.
They always have like these competitions of who gonna have the best like sport coat.
Oh, for real?
So it'd be funny as hell to watch. Yeah, like it's just like a silent thing between the two of them.
Yeah,
but I noticed like, oh boy, always be sticking, man.
So he been winning. That's what we saying.
Hey, he be back there so cool though with it.
Yeah,
that's the thing to me. Is just like he's just so cool. He ain't one of them cats that's just like in your face. He just like slick.
Yeah, you just see him walking through the party like, who is this?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Earlier that day on Saturday, I had the privilege of sitting in on the Circle of Brotherhood talent show, back to school talent show. So before I turned, out that night, I gave back to the kids.
Turned up for the kids. Shout out to the Circle of Brotherhood and Brother Leroy Jones and Andre Williams and iUrban TV
and their whole entertainment committee. Brother Tate, who's also in the Circle of Brotherhood.
Shout out to Brother Lau.
I was so impressed with the kids. Oh yeah, all of them out there. Shout them out. I love
Brotherhood.
I love it when they say that. I love it.
Hey. I can't release too much, but we got it all over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to the Brotherhood, man.
Yeah, and man, the community showed out. It was at Charles Drew from earlier, like late morning, early afternoon, and they had a talent show. Shout out to Papa Keith and Roddy Baltimore, Bipartisan Radio. Both of them was two of the judges that were there, and it was a really good show. At least like 20 contestants. They had a singing category, rap, and performing arts, like dancing. So they gave away, I think, about $3,000 cash money and prizes to the students. Those kids were really, really talented.
And how many years? I know they've been doing it because I went to the past one. So how long they been doing? Like
this
what?
is the second year. This is the second year that they've done it, and it was really good. And here's the thing, though, and you from the city, I visit the city. I'm not from there, but. You at a city event. Like the people in Liberty City just got a different type of something.
It's a harsh crowd. That's all I'm gonna say is that if you ain't pure,
I wouldn't even say that though much because at some points, of course, Reese Fletcher was the host. He was really talented.
Holy.
And the people was rocking with him. But at one point, somebody yelled out. He asked him something like, "What y'all how y'all feeling or something? What y'all thinking?" They was like, "You boring." I was like, "Oh shit!" They just gonna yell that out. But when the kids are going, they clap them even if they weren't at the best. They clapping them. Go ahead, baby, you could do it. They playing before I let go.
Everybody gonna clap for their kids.
But even the kids that wasn't their kids, it wasn't like mean spirited, but it was definitely colorful.
I know. It's colorful. Yeah,
it's they two stepping, they dancing, they screaming out. I feel like this. I want to do an event in Liberty City just because of that event I went to. Because the people there is just that energy, man. Like you don't get that nowhere else. It's like the Apollo crowd. Yeah. Like Miami's Apollo crowd.
Yeah, most really. Definitely. So earlier that day, I couldn't go to the Circle of Brotherhood because I had another obligation.
Oh, what'd you do?
With the Roots Collective, Black Marketplace.
Oh.
So we had that this weekend. We had a lot of vendors out there.
Where was that at?
That was at the Little Haiti Cultural Center, in Little Haiti.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we did.
I'm trying to think of a market.
Yeah, you gotta get to because you gotta. No, you know what you need? You need. Oh, J Nick was there.
Oh, for real?
J Nick was there, and he conch salad, no red sauce. That's all I'm gonna say. So you already know that was real Bahamian conch sauce.
Oh, he's so Bahamian.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he was there, but he was there enjoying the conch. It's another lady.
Wait, y'all sell conch out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm
on deck. It's
wait,
the conch lady
how often
on
they do
deck.
This marketplace?
It's every month. It's once a month. The next one, I believe, it's the third Saturday, so it's in September. So it's third Saturday in September. I don't know the exact.
Please
date.
Remind me so I could come.
Yeah, we gonna boost
I need
it up,
to support it. I need to do it. I need to come.
Yeah, it's a lot of different vendors that be out there. The Roots Collective, of course. Roots Clothing is there. We're there. We just trying to build the beauty of black, and build black businesses. So yeah, it was a good event. A lot of good energy. The DJs that was there, was
DJs
pretty,
and everything.
Yeah, we had DJs just setting the mood, setting the vibe, and chilling. We had some kids come and dance. Like it was crazy. Like check the recap videos. Roots_collective. Yeah.
I think you had told me that earlier. You know what? You were just leaving the marketplace when I was just leaving the talent show. We did speak on Saturday, and you was telling me about it.
Yeah.
That's what
that was when I was asking you, was you gonna come to Urban Miami? You said yes, so you was gonna pump fake. You lied. You lied to me.
At that time, I was gonna come, and then I wasn't gonna come, and then I came. So that's all that matters.
So a lot was going on this week. I mean, this week is important, because of back to school, and we had 45 looking at the sky.
Yeah,
during the eclipse,
and a whole bunch of different silly shit.
It was just. That picture sums up everything, doesn't it?
It just is the totality of what type of president we have. Like you look at that and it's just like
the times we're living in.
This is our president. Yeah, y'all president. That's y'all president.
I mean, it was good to enjoy the eclipse pictures.
I love the memes.
Because down here in Miami-Dade County 305, it was all sun, no shade.
You ain't see the eclipse?
I mean, like, unless you had them glasses on, hell no. I looked up in the sky.
Yeah. Oh no, nah, you gonna hurt your eyeballs.
You know me. I did some nigga shit, but
what, you trying to get disability, nigga?
Hell yeah. But the only thing that was my issue was, basically it was a cloud over the sun the whole time. And where I was.
Well, when I came outside, I caught it a little after like the peak time when they said like at 2:58. So I came out like 3:10, and one of my coworkers, we were all watching it at the job, and they let me hold their glasses. I looked up for like 3 seconds. Ooh, that's pretty, and walked right back in. But it was nice. I saw it.
No, it really was dark.
I saw it was like a crescent moon. Like it was dark over the sun.
Over the sun.
It was pretty cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
No, I think I seen that, but I didn't see it in that type of way. Like I seen like another circle inside one circle, but I didn't see it like that when I actually did look at the sun.
Well, you ain't had a proper
I ain't had a proper
so you ain't get to see the full effect of what it was. Did you at least have on them dark ass shades you always wear?
Damn right.
Well, speaking of weather and climate and solar events, there's something going on coming up with the climate gentrification. There's an event going on.
That's my best friend. All right.
Wait, so V involved with that?
Yeah, V. All right. So the Root did an article on V. Talking about climate gentrification. Climate gentrification, for people who don't know, is basically you take climate change that's happening and it affects Florida pretty much the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know the beach is underwater, and I think I've touched on this a couple times. So you take climate change, the effect of climate change, and gentrification. So gentrification is basically when it's a multitude of factors, but basically they moving our black ass up out of the neighborhood. And we know what that is, and we know it's been going on for a long bit of time. And those people coming off the beach are now moving more inland areas in Aventura. They're moving more in the North Miami Beach. And the more inland you are, like the Poker Bean Projects is the highest elevation of land. So, everything that's in the northwest quadrant is kind of like up for grabs, and, it's up to us. And that's why the taxes and the property taxes keep going up, because they know
pricing our black ass out.
They pricing us out mainly because they know the people on Miami Beach can afford it.
So what he's saying, y'all, is that the shoreline is receding. It's getting less and less as years go on.
The beach is flooded, is underwater. The only reason they're not underwater is because they pumping tons of water. So
all those cities west of all those coastal cities in Miami-Dade County, you're looking like prime real estate, and they want your black ass out, and they want that real estate. It's a real estate game.
Yeah, most definitely.
So how do we? So this event is gonna let us understand how to stay on top of that and how to fight to keep our communities.
From my understanding, it's a conversation on climate gentrification and what is climate gentrification. So I do urge, it's Friday, August the 24th. We'll get the information out to you.
That's what's up. I already signed up. If you look on High Low News page, I did share the link from the Root, and it's also a link for you to sign up to attend the event. So I already know RSVP because I saw that, and without me even knowing that V was even involved with it, I'm like, oh, I got to do this, because I saw it was in Miami, and I was like, the Root. I didn't even know that's a national media outlet. So I was like, okay, I got to go to this. So shout out to V, friend of the show, love you, my power buddy. We talk about Power, the TV show, all the time.
Yeah, so. she be trying to get me to the crib all the time. Be like, Munch, what you doing? Come over here.
I can't wait till we have V on the show, because that's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah, V, shout out. We gonna get it.
Gunda. So something else really cool happened this week. Something major. Back to school, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I slept through all the pictures. No, not intentionally, but I did it by mistake.
That's the best part of the first day of school, is watching the kiddies go back to school and they pictures, and watching all the parents post them, and the little babies going to pre-K and the middle school kids, the high school kids. Man, I don't got no kids, and usually pictures of kids annoy me on social media, but I live for the first day of school pictures. Like I gotta like at least 200 pictures a day when that happens. They just so cute.
I don't know how, and like it hit me like, I don't even remember. How the fuck
you missed that?
I really don't know. I don't even know what I was doing that caused me to miss it or whatnot. But yeah, I'm a busy person, man.
Just say your ass was asleep
I was asleep. I slept through the whole thing. But what I did see that I thought that was, and this is me looking at the beauty of black, and that's something, being be me. Learning how to tell our stories, and how we look at each other. And how I looked at, the pictures I did see, I seen a lot of fathers taking a more stand-up role in their child's education.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I seen, and it felt good being that I have no kids, but my boys are stand-up niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they ain't no deadbeat ass niggas, and I don't have to put my foot down and be like, hey, you need to take care of your kids, and the third. It was good to see that.
I love seeing that on social media.
I also like to see that certain situations where it was like co-parenting.
That's good too.
Situations where actual relationships and the mother and the father together took their children to school despite whatever situations they have.
I like to think that a lot of parents actually co-parent well, and that they get along, and I think it's more than what the media and what our perception is. And for me, like you seeing the black fathers, that stigma, like for me, seeing social media and seeing the fathers taking their kids out and doing things, especially first day of school, and they so proud. Like for me, I don't have that perception of black men as fathers no more because of social media, because I see them with their kids so much. I mean, there's that argument that is saying that some people just, some fathers are just posting it just for the likes and shit on the gram and on Facebook. But that's a whole nother discussion. But I can appreciate when I see a black man with his kids and doing, you know, that stand-up thing, even though it ain't nothing special, because we all supposed to take care of our kids. But for the stigma and the media purposes of it, I think it's such a great thing. And that's a good point that you brought up, the parents co-parenting and the fathers bringing them up.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you see it sometimes, you see it go back and forth, and it was just beautiful to see that day, you know, they were kind of like more like, hey, it's about my child, and that's what we need more of. And another thing I seen while I was awake was you know, I stay woke, but I wasn't awake. You feel
like
me?
how that wordplay.
You know what I mean? I was physically just, you know, out of there. But yeah, I seen Steve Gallen posted 10 tips for success, for your child's success.
Oh, Dr. Gallen,
You know
school board member for Miami-Dade County District 1.
Yeah.
I got to give him his title because he's just such a classy man.
He
earned that, though.
He earned that, though. You know?
We hope get that man in there, though. We ain't gonna even... The young vote, that definitely played a role in
mean,
that.
and he respects the young vote, and he understands. I think he more understood what needed to be done,
and turning us out and getting us to come out,
getting us to come out and
Not
speaking about
turning out the young vote. My bad.
look at you, look where your mind went.
No, I just wanted to clarify that.
I get you. But yeah, he was just like another thing I liked. Well, speaking on that engagement, you know, he's always been one of the people who's engaged the parents, the students, and the teachers in one whole holistic way. And this weekend, he announced on PK's show earlier today, right?
Yeah.
That he was going to do another town hall, and he stressed the importance of doing it early. So it's your alma mater.
Carroll City. Yeah, he was on Papa Keith's show on 103.5 The Beat, and you can actually look at that that interview, because Papa Keith goes live for all his interviews, so you can go on the Beat page and watch it. But he was talking about Carroll City. I know they're in the news, and we talked about that on former previous episodes of the podcast about Carroll City being a jeopardy of closing, and if you get a consistently bad grade, that you fall into that crossfire, you know. But what he said, and he wanted to reassure listeners today, is that, you know, Carroll City is not going to close abruptly. And he's like, the news story was a little bit misleading, but he wanted to have this town hall meeting ahead of time in the beginning of the year so we could get a hold of it and we can be active and proactive on trying to alleviate that as a community. Like, this is what we need to do to keep this school open, and this is the type of support we need to lend to the school.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, jumping on it early, and I think you know, talking about the show again, DC was on the show.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and we talked
about
how in the beginning, how, you know, like with HB 77069.
That's the name of that
Yeah,
bill?
it's the name of that actual House bill for people who want to look it up. But he talked about DC had been in this fight for a minute, and like I told you before in a previous episode, like, you know, this been going on since Central and Edison. They was getting threatened.
Brought that up today too on
and
the
he brought
show.
it up.
He was on Papa Q show too.
So yeah, we spit facts over here. No fake news.
No fake news. And the crazy thing is, what he was saying is like, it's like to me, like open season on urban schools. It's like,
yeah. Because you got to think about it. The school is supposed to be the centerpiece of advancement in a way, or a centerpiece of progress. So if you take the education out, and you got to, and like I always go back and talk about the tax-based revenue. Majority of that tax base goes to support services. Most of it goes back when you make, you know, your sales tax from businesses gets reused for education. It gets reallocated back down through government for education. Your federal income tax gets reallocated back to the Department of Education some type of way. So, you know, when you submit your taxes and they see back, that's what this whole government budget shutdown, all this stuff be about, because they fighting over where the money is going to go that they're supposed to allot, you know, back to help us to support the whole overall general community.
Break that shit down,
you know.
much.
So yeah, it's like and it's just so important, and I'm gonna stress this until we can't stress it enough, and until y'all just be like, I don't like Munch no more. He just be on some other shit.
Always fuck Munch. Fuck that.
Nah, man, like for real, like the shit was it's policy, man, and votes, man. Policy directs the money. Vote is who it go to.
True.
Just how it is. If you want to say the vote don't count, literally every time there's a policy, it's telling you where the money's supposed to go and who's supposed to go to and who's supposed to get what. And the vote is deciding on who gonna get it, whether you gonna get it or whether you're not gonna get it.
And that's something that Dr. Gallen brought up today on Papa Keith's show when they were talking about education. He was saying that people. No, him and Dr. DC Clark, they were saying that people aren't paying attention to those things. They're not proactive. And Mr. Clark talk about they care more about power than they do what's going on with the power structure, so to speak. And he's like, what's your priority? If you don't care about education, then that it shows and it reflects on who you keep accountable. And that's what Dr. Gallen said. He was like, you got to keep people accountable. You got to be like, okay, this is my school. This was going on. I want to know what's going on and how I control that and how I could prevent this from happening. I want these resources to go to my school. And he is saying that people in the community, they not conscious enough. They not aware of what's going on or care enough. I think a lot of people care, talking about our listeners, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We got a few listeners out there, and we gonna keep engaging people, and keep trying to put this message out here. I think it's gonna take a collective effort to get people to understand, the seriousness of these situations, and that's the whole purpose of us doing Trappin Ain't Dead. It ain't because Trappin ain't dead, and that's literally a trap to me that they got our students in, and without proper education, everything to me in that community fails, and it's a trickle down effect on the whole community. And like I've heard that before from people saying that the high school plays such a big role in the community, and honestly,
think about it. Think about it.
Like
high
Opelika
school
doesn't have a high school.
High school sports.
Mm-hmm.
You
brings
feel
the
me?
community together.
So the best district is Carol City, Miami Northwestern, and Central. We're all in the
schools.
We're in the same. We're all in the same district fighting for state championship, and that riles the whole city up.
Yep.
You feel me? That empowers the whole city. Think about how much pride people got in between those three schools.
But
we don't have the same amount of
that's in those three schools.
You get me? We don't have that same amount of enthusiasm to get to a game that we do to get to a school board meeting.
Exactly. Or
you feel
town
me?
hall meeting.
But I'm not gonna fault my people and say, and it's other things you can go to like ESAC, PTAs. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna fault you and say, hey, because the timing, you gotta work. You may have to work, you may not. It's gonna take some people who don't have to work to sacrifice and say, hey, during the day I can do this. Mm-hmm. Hey, on the night shift, hey, I don't work I work early mornings till about the afternoon. I can get off. I can come to a PTA meeting, and support our kids, because this funding is leaving our schools simply because of lack of participation on our end.
But you made such a good point, and I think that was the role of like black press essentially, is that you go where they can't go, and you get the answers that they can't get. You ask the questions that they can't. So it's up to people like me and you and all the other people who are concerned with these issues to go to those meetings, get the information and disseminate it back. But a lot of times I think media doesn't tell the voter or the community member or the resident what they need to do. Like, this is happening. This is what your role is. This is the action steps that you can take. And I think that's something that we can provide our listeners.
Yeah, most definitely. Speaking, just moving along, the Thrive Innovation District.
What is the Thrive Innovation District?
That's in Opelika. That's basically a hub for arts, culture, and some, entrepreneurship. Some different things that's happening in Opelika right now with the Opelika CDC.
That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out to Willie Logan, Chris.
I know Chris Davis and Suzanne Circle of One does that marketing.
One thing I seen was shout out to Warner.
Oh yeah,
I was on Warner's.
And Lil Shannon.
I don't know if I think I heard Warner's voice. I don't necessarily think it was on her page, but I think it was on Thrive Innovations page, where the Art Academy of Excellence.
They have a new charter school in Opelika. It's a new charter school in
Opelika, and they doing, it's like arts and teaching the kids the arts and how to be like artists and different things, and just using their creative mind to boost what they're learning. Shout out to my homeboy Zabo. He put me on to the Code Masters program last year.
Oh yeah,
but that's actually happening in the Thrive District as well.
Yeah, where they got a lot of programming for the CDC.
Yeah, they got a Code Master after school program. They got robotics. They got a mobile app.
Yeah, those are I think summer and after school programs.
Yeah, they are all after school programs. And that's dope. You know, that's happening. Like, you know, speaking on Jay-Z said that, you know, Afrotech is like our way out, you know, in 444. So thinking about it, like, we're putting the kids, like, your kid has a chance. And my dad, that's one of the things, like, I always say my dad wasn't shit, but he used to have those conversations with me, and he would say these things like, technology is the way of the future. Like, you need to go in technology. And that was one of those things, like, being a kid and just like, man, fuck what you talking about, bro. I want to do this. And, you know, but now seeing that now is like, yeah.
But I totally agree. I think technology and entrepreneurship are ways to change and have a shift economically in the Black community. Like, if we ride that wave and we actually start implementing that and getting education and getting training in those areas, that we can actually see a true change in our community. I think the cool thing, and I know a little bit about the Thrive
Innovation District.
Not the Thrive Innovation District, the school, Thrive Arts Charter School.
Yeah.
With the success of Moonlight and having those art programs, you see that how that can affect the kids and having that performing arts and having that ability to express themselves that way. They're giving these kids in this area a chance to have that type of experience. So we already know Miami Norland is full, you know, and shout out to that teacher over there, Tanisha Seidel.
Yeah.
Her class is
They
full.
used to be my teacher.
For real? Oh, yeah, you did go to Norland Middle.
So, but interesting story, because, you know, Terrell went to the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. Plug.
Terrell, who is with
Terrell
Moonlight.
Alvin McCraney, who was the writer, a part of
Creator
Moonlight, pretty much, and the director Barry Jenkins. He came from the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center.
Wow.
You know, and Tanisha Seidel actually was one of the drama teachers there.
Wow, full effing circle.
So everything came full circle, you know, and I think that story is not told enough about. You know, things have been happening in the city with the arts, and it's been proven. I think now, you know, I'm gonna say this on record. Now the white folk then got hip to it, and now they allocating dollars for it.
Wow.
So you know, I'm not hating on it. I love it. I mean, now that y'all finally understand, like, we're not the same type of learners that y'all are, and we learn a different way.
But that's so cool to have in Opelika, and I hope that school expands to high school grades in the future, because that's needed in that area, and there's so much going on in Opelika that having something like that is a spotlight. Hold that thought. I already know what you're gonna say.
Especially since they cut the school funding. Shit. Go ahead.
Exactly. But no, having that here and having those kids have an option to have an art school, a quality, you know, art school in that area, it's going to transform that community. I can't wait to see in the years to come how that transforms. You can already see the spark is there. Like, you see paintings coming down Alibaba in the area, like the downtown district of Opelika. You can already see that the arts is taking over or starting to take over. So shout out to the Opelika CDC and all the work they're doing to push that along.
Enjoy the art, but don't stare blindly.
Why you say that, Munch? Because I think you're going to touch on something in the article we saw.
All right. What? I mean...
dealing with Opelika.
Oh, I mean, Opelika...
No, let's talk...
So you want to talk about it? So is Opelika too crooked to say? Is the question. That's what they asked. I mean, there was an article that was put out...
In the Miami Herald.
Yesterday, about this.
Right?
Yeah. So when I say enjoy the art, but don't stare blindly... Because... reformers, people who are coming from the state, because I believe the state got some control right now, and they coming in to do some stuff to basically, you know, repair Opelika. But you know, and they're pushing this idea of, hey, Opelika needs to go under Miami-Dade County as just a regular municipality. And my fear is that old charter, and we're going to elaborate on this some more this week, so stay tuned to All Like Minds Media.
We need to bring some experts on Opelika to come and give us some tea on that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah,
you want to do that? Yeah.
I want to get them some time to talk, but maybe we could have Matthew Pygott and Chris Davis come in and break that down for us.
Yeah,
because they understand that. But you know, go ahead.
Just to break it down, Opelika had a charter that is basically they have access to direct funding
from the state, right?
From the state.
So what that mean? Break that down for our listeners.
So if you're under like municipalities, their charter you know, because it was before, if I'm not mistaken, it was before the charter of Miami-Dade County or the incorporation of Miami-Dade County.
We got an Opalaka expert nodding his head, so he like, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm good. Chris ain't gonna shoot me. Good. I got my back turned to my dog.
Chris in here with us, y'all. So he ain't here fact checking a lot of our stuff.
So I'm you see, I'm treading lightly back here because I don't want to.
Opalaka community organizer, so he knows the city very well.
Yeah, I want. We gonna make sure we get my dog on here, but.
So the charter is.
So the charter was instituted before the incorporation of Miami-Dade County, which means that they have direct access because of their charter. It's policy now.
Because Opalaka is a very old city.
Old city, I believe 1921.
Yeah, 1920s they were incorporated.
Yeah. So, and if I'm not mistaken, Miami-Dade County, or because it was Metro-Dade at one point, then it was Miami-Dade County, and then that brought in a lot of the cities that was under that umbrella. So a lot of cities that's under that umbrella is cities like Overtown. Because it wasn't official, like the city of Overtown is a municipality, but it wasn't like incorporated.
Like it's like a district, so it's not really like its own municipality. Overtown.
Yeah. So you take places like the city of Miami, they they funding has to come from Miami-Dade County, city of Miami Lakes, Miami Gardens. Everybody in their charter, because of the way the charter set up, except for Opalaka and a few other places, but
and Chris gave me a nod. It was actually incorporated in 1929.
Yeah.
So almost 100 years. So can you, just so, and I like, sometimes I want us to do this, break that down to trap terms with them, like what that charter means. So all
right, so
break that down. Let me see if we can do that.
So let's see if we can do it right now. So you didn't set up shop, right?
So Opalaka set up shop.
So Opalaka set up shop. They got their little trap. You feel me? And you know they got their rules on how they get they trap and how they get their money. You know, they got their own connect. You feel me? So basically, you know, Miami-Dade County, they just saying they got their spot on the other side, but they got more control. They got more power. They got you know, they just have a little bit more muscle.
They got more workers under them.
They got more workers under them the whole nine. They just got a little bit more backing, and they got a little bit more. They just got numbers. That's pretty much it. So in trap terms, you know, they got power and control over the whole set, including yours. They, you know what I'm saying? They just basically let you sit where you at because you the OG and you been here. You feel me?
Where is the state in trap terms?
So in the state is some guys that's just that
Data Connect.
That's, you know, in a sense, Data Connect. You feel me? And the connect that when that money got to flow in, that money got to flow down. Usually it come from the state. So when that money come from the state, because it come from the Fed to the state down to the county, the local, then it go to the local municipalities,
which would be Opalaka. But because they started before the county, they don't have to do that.
They cut the middleman out. You feel me? Essentially, they go direct. They don't have no middleman. You feel me?
Trappin ain't motherfucking dead. I like how you broke that down.
I know a little bit, but I ain't trying to give away too much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gonna.
So Opalaka ain't really gotta go beg nobody for they.
Nah, ain't nobody shortstopping Opalaka trap.
So they could go straight to
the all that. Ain't nobody in their way. You know what I'm saying?
But why is that significant when it comes to funding though?
Because like, for instance, you take a grant like a small business grant that may be $100,000. That comes to Miami-Dade County is 13 districts. It got to get split between 13 districts.
Oh.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So if you split it evenly down the line, 100,000 between 13 districts, that's a little bit under 10,000. I mean, it's $1 million that get split between 13 districts. I'm sorry. So that means that's a little bit like 800,000 or something like that. I mean, 800,000, 80,000. Somewhere in that way.
But if Opalaka asks the state directly for that money, then it'll be more.
It's not so much more. It's just that they get the $1 million. They decide what happens with the $1 million.
Oh wow!
You get what I'm saying?
So they would get the same amount that the county would ask for.
Not necessarily the same amount, but yeah, it's because it's based on a per capita thing. If I'm not mistaken.
Wow!
So yeah, and that's why they wanted us to do the annexation and annex Opalaka. And try to not annex Opalaka, but annex unincorporated Miami-Dade into Opalaka.
Yeah, there's
and expand Opalaka, because that would then, with that, we would have the numbers and we would have that direct access to state funds.
and more homeowners and unincorporated.
More homeowners, more things that could be done for affordable housing instead of what's happening right now, where because of mismanagement of funds and everything, misconduct that's been happening with the local politicians, which I feel is because of lack of participation on behalf of the community. Because if we was on these type of situations, then your taxes, your water bill, your electricity bill, your utility bills, simple utilities wouldn't be so high. Affordable housing, the rates would be a little bit better to subsidize a little bit of the rates a little bit better.
They would get checked more.
They would get, and it would be more enforcement. It'd be more checks and balances.
So
that's what's supposed to be in government. So
this article is saying it's Opelika too crooked to save. In my opinion, and it kind of breaks down the issues that the city has been having over the past year. The feds came in and seized a lot of their operations. They've indicted the mayor and
shout out to
commissioners.
Shout out to Pender. Rest in peace to Pender. Like, I don't care what people say. Like, my thing is, man, people are good people. And I felt like, I felt like that was him being a good person and saying, I fucked up. But at the same time, I met the dude. I mean, I've done work with him. I don't have no quorums with him. You know what I'm saying? He never did me wrong. So, rest in peace to the homie.
That was real sad. And they even mentioned him in the article, too. And you can go on the Miami Herald website and you can see the article. But Munch, is Opelika too crooked to save to you?
I don't think it is, being that Opelika, this is the thing you gotta, that's another reason why I said look at the art and don't stare too blindly. What that is, the Opelika Hialeah flea market, they just recently got somebody just bought it out and said they're gonna renovate it and do some stuff to it, like
for real?
And clean it up. And
so the owner of the Opelika Hialeah flea market sold,
yeah.
And Amazon coming in too.
And Amazon coming in to Opelika. I think Opelika, man, we got a lot. We lost a lot. We lost the airport. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I don't care about the, like I'm not from Opelika, so I don't feel so heartfelt. And when I found out about it, I felt some type of way.
Me too. When
like,
I
I'm
always
like, damn, we lost the fucking airport. That.
Yeah,
so the airport ain't even.
They lost Amelia Earhart Park. That used to be Opelika too.
So I don't think that was. That's a. Yeah, it's County Park.
It's a County Park in Opelika.
Chris
is correcting us, but good thing he here. But the article also goes on to show the group. It's a group of people who was calling for Opelika to be disbanded, and it's a former mayor, Barrett, Stephen Barrett. But here's the thing, though, that kind of got me a little
on the hills
on kind of like questioning this group. Willis Howard is kind of backing this and supporting this, and he's a campaign manager. He helped he helped
follow
Matthew
the
Pike
money.
He helped Matthew Pike get elected, and we like Matt, but I just haven't heard a lot of great things about Willis Howard. So for me to see that he's behind that, and I think he's cool, but to me it just seemed like there's something deeper going on. Like, is Willis Howard?
All I'm gonna say is,
like,
Matt, I know you make friends. Go check your homeboy before I have to.
And he's like they got rejected.
I'm just being respectful.
So their first petition to get this on the ballot was rejected by the city attorney, I think. And then Willis Howard like, well, if I got to go to a judge and get this pushed through, I'll do that. And I'm like, okay. So to me, I feel like they're either trying to disband Opelika and reincorporate maybe with some of those annexed places in unincorporated Dade to have a stronger city or a bigger city. And I don't know what hand he playing all of this, but they talking about some Willis Howard didn't grow up in Opelika, but he grew up near Opelika in like the area you from.
I mean, my area is kind of like a hybrid area, unincorporated Miami-Dade.
So they say that's the area he grew up in. I was just like, okay, I mean, why he's so invested in Opelika?
I grew up a little bit outside of the city, but if you see me every time you catch me on a bike, I'm in the city. But
no, that's what they said. They said he grew up in Liberty City near Opelika, and it just didn't make sense in the article to me. If clearly whoever wrote this really don't understand.
Yeah, you know, Miami.
Of Black Miami and those boundaries.
Miami Herald. I need some more diversity.
Come on now.
I walked through there. Y'all know I did.
Jay Weaver wrote this.
Y'all had me on y'all little live segment. I need some more diversity. That's all I'm saying. I walked through there, and only people that looked like me was me and the people I was with. So we need more diversity. Please and thank you.
I always have love for Miami Herald because they gave me my first shot at writing and my first internship and my first.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
But there isn't a lot of chocolate in there though. You ain't saying nothing that's incorrect.
I just don't be wanting to offend people who got relationships, and I don't want to burn them bridges because I understand.
I get it, but you ain't saying nothing. Like with the situation with Juwan, and I saw him at NABJ. He's like, he wasn't saying nothing that was wrong though. He's like, he had valid points. Like, you got valid points.
Yeah,
you feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I shout out to Juwan. You feel me? Shout out to all the reporters. I love y'all. Just know, if y'all fuck up, I'm in your face. If y'all do good, I'm trying to find out where you at so I can shake your hand. But most times we just ain't gonna cross paths, But if I know you and we work and I'm behind the set or behind stage and you hosting or doing some shit, I might come out. I might shake your hand. So shout out to the reporters.
We need a black reporter on this story though.
Yeah, most definitely.
They gonna make me come out retirement months.
Well, you might have to.
Make me fucking come out of retirement.
You might have
to.
Somebody
figure out what's going on.
But
I want to definitely keep an eye on what's going on in Opelika. Like you said, let's bring on some people who could break that down and give us some insight on the city and what the residents are thinking. And because I'm just not sure if the residents really want this. They said they need at least 800 signatures for this to pass, for the city to be for it to get on the ballot. So they have a little bit of work to do. When is that? When is what?
When is that ballot conversation? Or what is that about? Like when is that going to happen?
I'm not sure. So I'm looking at a quote and it says we only need 800 signatures, but it's too big of an issue, so we're going to get 2,500 signatures, said Willis Howard. That means the voters of Opelika will be buying into it and will be on the front lines. And it said once the petition language is approved, he said 11-member committee must gather signatures from 10% of the registered voters within 60 days to place it on the ballot in referendum, citing Opelika's charter. So that means, I'm not sure. Do you know what that means?
No.
Chris, what does that mean?
Since Chris here,
I know involved. Chris, come. You might as well just come step on the mic and explain this to everybody what that means.
We gonna give my dog. We gonna give it his shine.
Chris Davis, Opelika community organizer. Come on, break that down for us.
Okay, so I don't know if everyone is familiar with this or not, but there's always two political processes, right? There's a process that your elected officials follow, right? Because we live in a representative form of democracy, right? Where we elect people to make decisions on our behalf. So that's one tier. The other tier is the grassroots level. So it's two ways policies can be raised. Of course, one is by your elected officials. The other is more of a grassroots approach. So anybody, right?
Exactly.
So ultimately what happened was they probably at some point reached out to support from the commission. And like always, the commission probably didn't respond, therefore prompting a grassroots movement. I think, in theory, you should always be wary of grassroots movement because I'll say there are a lot of ulterior motives. You get what I'm saying?
Boy, every time.
And ultimately, you have what I like to call a tyranny of the majority, where you have
basically
a certain amount of people speaking on behalf
of the community,
right?
And but
they really speaking for special interests or a small few, right?
In a small fee.
Chris, you got to break this down like in layman's terms because I know you college educated, 4 degrees.
Nah, man, don't.
I much know what you're saying, but so explain this process to us. So that means this is one way.
So
how much time we got left, Chris? before they start, like what and where we at?
I mean, ultimately they have to show support, right? Because it's the same process to remove the mayor. I'm actually familiar with this particular phase of the charter. Which is where you'll have to pretty much petition and then receive like 10%, I think, of registered voters. That's typical for any petition because registered voters can't sign it.
Wait, side note, why 10% of registered voters only 800 people? How many fucking people
they trying to get the mayor, the old mayor out of there.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of like grassroots type initiatives going on right now in the city. And as a community organizer, I'm familiar with most of them. And I'll say, a lot of them, it's not like, a group of residents had a problem. You get what I'm saying? It's this elected official who wants to get back in office. So
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Or
Trappin
this
ain't
person
dead.
who has an ulterior motive. You get what I'm saying?
Trappin ain't dead.
That has. I mean, everybody has an agenda. I mean, everybody knows that in the public realm, everybody has an agenda. From the person speaking through, in public comment versus, the person who's on the dais making decisions on behalf of the community. So, just be aware and pay attention to what's around you, because it's always silver lining.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for breaking that down for us so beautifully.
Black
Don't
man
you agree?
breaking this shit down, you know what I mean? And they say niggas don't know nothing.
Come
Never
on
ignorant
now.
getting goals accomplished
Because me and you
successfully.
looked at each other like, well, what the fuck does that mean?
Nah, cause low key I kind of like checked out like real quick, cause I'm like over here looking, cause I know when they go to talking all that crazy shit, that mean look, bro, we ain't got that much time. It's on whatever trickery and fuckery late night shit they want to do. That's what that be meaning to me.
So that means once they get that petition approved, the language approved, then they could get it on the ballot.
Yeah, but they have
Okay.
to get a certain amount of votes to get it on the ballot.
Oh,
You get what I'm
okay.
saying? Yeah, and you either vote for it or you don't. The
So-
same thing going on with the bond that we was talking about last
In the city of Miami?
In the city of Miami.
Man, we gotta start. I need, like how Chris stepped in. Like I need Chris here. I need the people from City of
Yeah, we
Miami,
gonna
Keon.
get
Like
them
we
in.
need them to break that shit down. And I need to ask some questions. I need them to break it down so our listeners know how to act.
Yeah.
So from here, if you live in the city of Opelika, you have family there or business there, like you need to really be paying attention to this.
Yeah, I mean it don't matter where you from. Opelika especially, because it has the most potential.
Yes.
You feel me? And I always tell
Prime
people,
real
and
estate.
this is my thing when it comes to gentrification, and I'm gonna say this: gentrification ain't just these crackers moving in and they gonna price you out. It's political, it's economics, it's social. So when you see all these social justice organizations coming in and they moving in and have they special interests that they coming in, it's art, it's culture. They're trying to twist all this stuff. So that's why I say don't enjoy the art, but don't stare blindly, because there's so many things that's happening on the back end. You
And
feel
we
me?
don't need those people who've been in this community for so long to lose
Lose that property, and it's done in a systematic way. It's not done like, you gotta understand, in order for the arts and the social justice people to come in, that means policy has to be put in place. You feel me? They either agrees or doesn't agree with what the city's trying to do. You feel me? And most times it's just what it is, man. It's policy that moves forth before you get all the social organizations, all the art collectives, all this different shit you see out. Like it. Come on, man. Trappin ain't dead. I be trying. We gonna unfold them.
When
we bring these guests
to
on,
come and talk about this oversight board and why the oversight board, all the recommendations, like when the state took over their finances and came down to Opelika, they created a board that recommended things that they could do to get their budget in place, because there's like millions of dollars in debt. And the city commission is not following the recommendations. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we need to break that shit down for the listeners, because it's honestly, I feel like we could have like 3 episodes out of Opelika ass, because they so fucking interesting over there, to say the least.
Fuck that. Speaking on Trappin ain't dead. Bruh, did you see Trump shit? And motherfucking Mike was on there last night.
Oh my gosh. Coonery at its finest.
Bruh, I seen fool up there. I ain't even say, like, that wasn't the first thought came to my mind, to be honest.
But okay, so if you've been under a rock for the last couple of days, Trump had a speech in Phoenix, and if you look at a video, there is one greasy black man with a ponytail standing behind him with a sign that says blacks for Trump or something like that. And that guy is from Miami. They say he throws mansion parties and jet ski parties and the
whole nine.
Tangela serious. I have a whole thread on my Facebook page. Y'all can go follow me on Facebook, Janae Tate. And she's saying that the older community, like they say he been throwing parties.
Yeah. All right. So what people,
and they know him from throwing them parties.
So anybody who from back in the day, anybody from the city know what Yahweh is. So
apparently he's a part of that.
So he
cult.
Yahweh. And because he Yahweh, you know what I mean? My thing was to just think about it and just say, look, they said Yahweh was the extremist group. You feel me? When Yahweh was buying up a lot of these houses, getting a lot of real estate, getting a lot of money in Liberty City, Opelika, you know, in different places. Aventura, you know, I heard they had Miami Beach sold up. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about that, you know, I just see it. I just see it like if Trump is okay with extremists, that's why he up there.
That's a good point.
And that's what I seen it like. My dog trying to get the bag.
Wait,
go get the bag, my nigga.
But they said Yahweh Ben Yahweh was like had a whole like dark side to them, and they said the guy went to jail for murdering people, like the guy who founded it, and they said even this guy Michael was charged with 2 murders and stabbing somebody in the eye.
Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying?
This
like,
shit crazy much.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I can't speak on it too much because you know.
Somebody
Trappin
told
ain't
me
dead.
he real dangerous, man.
Yeah, like fool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I don't want to say all that about talk about what the man own. You feel me on that level? But you feel me? Like I said, them boys Yahweh. Do your research.
But from what I've heard from the comments I got,
I'm not getting on no stand, no front of no microphone and dry snitching on nobody. I don't give a fuck. All I'm gonna say is fool been down here. He been in the community circuit and he been in both.
Yeah, I know
you
his
get what I'm
face.
saying?
I think I met him before, but I don't know him
So
personally.
when people want to talk about if you know what Yahweh been Yahweh and what they been on, because I seen
and
both
they said
sides.
He's part of the Black Israelites too.
So exactly. So and that's a descendant of Yahweh been Yahweh.
They said that.
Come on, man. All this stuff is all connected.
They said that something happened with his family, like the uncle, like his nephew snitched on him or something. It's like so many different like rumors around this. He went viral. He has a fucking Washington Post story about him. I'm looking at a story now on Buzz something
because we did
like
it
5 facts
because we did
that
it.
You need to know about Michael Simonet. Like he's going viral, but I see what he's doing though.
That's what I'm saying. While we sitting up here,
are we mad at him though?
I'm not mad at him, but I don't like how everybody, and this go back to talking about stories, right? We talk about telling the black man's story. My thing is, it's a difference between cooning and nigga, you doing what you gotta do. It's a lot of black Republicans getting a lot of money in Liberty City right now, and they doing the most for Liberty City. But niggas don't want to talk about it, so we could talk about red and blue all goddamn day.
But is Micheal
Micheal
the Blackman, is he that guy?
Nah, what I'm saying, like I can't speak on what his intentions is, because like I said, I've spoken to him in passing a few times. Like when I say I know who he is. I can say his name when I seen him. You know what I mean? But to say what that man on and what is intended, I can't tell you that. But I know, like, hey, I know who he affiliated with. I know.
But they say he been a Republican. They say he was with the group Blacks Against Obama.
Yeah, man, look.
And in one of these 5 facts that you need to know, he said President Obama tried to get him assassinated.
See, you listen to the bullshit. How many times?
Listening. I'm stating the facts from not the facts.
Hear what I'm saying though.
Article. I'm not saying this.
How many Hotep ass niggas? How many Hotep ass niggas was in the same goddamn organization?
What, Blacks Against Obama?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you.
But that's the group he started, so that means he a Hotep?
But that's, man, look, it ain't about Hotep. It's about niggas having an ideology. They're black nationalists. You feel me? They don't give a fuck. Like we say, oh, we black, this, that. No, they're like on the, like for us, they're the far left. They the ones saying no. It's either black people or no fucking people. Like saying like we're the original people. We this, that, and the third. So the same way the white supremacists feel about white folk is the same way black nationalists feel about black people. You feel me? Now we're not. I don't want to say we're
is he that guy?
Yeah,
he's a black nationalist.
If you're Yahweh, you're a black nationalist. This is just how it is. Like that's what that group was. When they say it's a cult, no, they were black nationalists.
But why are they involved with criminal activity?
Because look, name
or allegedly.
All right, so the KKK ain't involved in criminal activity.
That's a cult to me too.
You get what I'm saying?
So why is Yahweh not a cult?
It's not a cult. It's a cult.
Extreme group.
No, it's a cult.
Well, KKK not a cult to me. They're a terrorist group. So is Yahweh being Yahweh a terrorist group? I don't
want to say Yahweh being Yahweh is a terrorist group, because my thing is, like I said, them boys was getting money from the stories I've heard.
And I also heard that people was giving all their life savings away and losing their house and giving so much into this religion. Sound eerily familiar to other religions too. But he was it's a little cultish. Come on now.
Nah, I'm not saying
call a fucking duck a duck.
I'm not saying it's a lot of is this is that. Y'all gotta understand the spaces I done been in. You feel me? Like when it come to that RBG shit, like
what is RBG shit?
Red, black, green, all that militant, Black Panther shit. I done been in them spaces. I done been in them circles. I'm still in them spaces. I'm still in them circles. I still, can make those moves and say, hey, because of my position, I know the mentality of cats that's in that space. And the mentality of cats that's in that space.
Michael is one of them guys.
I'm not saying Mike is one of those guys that has that mentality in that space that we gotta. It's black people, black power, black pride, or what I'm saying, white folk or the devil. They gotta fucking die. Like
he said, Democrats are slave masters. He said
because
he said Hillary.
But you gotta understand when you talk about cult, you realize that when they talk about a cult, the reason why they a cult because they believe in their ideology.
No, they said they were a cult because like a cult, they influence people
they
and
had
they took
religion
their worldly possessions.
They did.
And let's put it like this. I'm not saying everybody involved in that is bad, but there's some bad stuff that happened to people. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But that,
I don't think it's cool for nobody to lose their house.
Can't say that didn't happen to Christians. You can't say that didn't happen to Muslims.
I said it's eerily similar to other religions too, mainstream religions.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's that's why I don't see
you defending the Yahweh being Yahweh.
Yeah, I guess I'm defending. I'm defending them because I see it as all right. If them boys get that money from Trump, you feel me? That's at least $1 million allocation. You feel me?
He said he don't get no money from Trump. He said he didn't want nobody to think that he bought and paid for.
No, because he ain't. That's the whole point.
But then again,
niggas be working.
And I'm not taking this article as fact, but in this article, he calls the Confederate flag the Cherokee flag.
Look.
The Cherokee Indians or something like that.
Look. They have a historic. They have in that whole circuit, in that whole space of what I was talking about. It's all about history and historical facts.
No, my point is that something may be a little bit not all the way there with Mr. Michael. And can we agree on that?
No, yeah, we can agree on that.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I've been saying. I'm just saying,
but
I just don't think.
Them, though.
No, I'm saying we shouldn't give that much. No, I'm just saying we shouldn't give that much energy to it. Like for instance, like if we didn't, if Miami niggas didn't say, "Oh, that's Mike, that's Mike, that's Mike," I bet you that cracker wouldn't have never known who that nigga was. You feel me? Somebody, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you, and that's why I ain't been referring to him by name.
Give you a reporter's standpoint. I'm gonna let you go.
Hear me out, and this is why I ain't been trying to name him by name because I already know. I know how this shit go. You feel me? Somebody seen a picture. They went back. They did their research because everybody knew the nigga. Cause when I went out, I swear to God, I tell you no lie. I barely go on Twitter like that, but when I went on Twitter, cause I be on there from time to time. I said, let me go to Twitter to see if these niggas talking about it, cause everybody on my page know who he is. Man, look, everybody is hashtag. So
trending,
you feel me? It was trending. So that's what I'm talking. Like people was taking pictures. You know what I mean? When I posted the thing about Trump, I was talking about CNN with the clapback. I wasn't even trying to talk about him because I already knew who fool was. Go get the bag, my nigga. Trappin ain't dead. I see people on both sides get bread.
But how can you say that people need to ignore this? And I'm gonna just put my
I'm not saying people need to ignore it.
Look at the picture, Munch. He is the only black man with a sign for Trump. He's drawing attention to himself. Like there's no way that you could have ignored him. Like that story.
I know it's no way you couldn't have ignored him.
That story was gonna blow up regardless if he was from Miami, Ohio,
I doubt it
fucking
would.
DC.
I doubt it would have.
No.
I doubt it would have.
We're gonna agree to disagree. We're gonna do.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It's a fucking anomaly. Who the fuck is this? Everybody. If he wasn't from here, I still would want to know who he was because he's just. Look at in the sea of white faces. He the only black man with a sign "Blacks for Trump."
And he got a ponytail. He got the ponytail with a nice head, curly hair.
Greasy,
I get what you're saying.
And you trying to figure out? I get what you're saying.
And he look half Muslim. I'm just saying, put the pieces to the puzzle together and understand how politics work.
I understand that much.
The man had a speech.
The man had Miami people didn't blow it up. It wouldn't have made a story.
The man would.
It would have made a story if he was from fucking Timbuktu.
I don't think the man would have been that famous.
Nah.
All I'm saying is the reason why I'm saying that is because by the time doggone 2:00 hit this morning, there was an article on him.
Washington Post.
You feel me? Not Washington Post came later in the day because I've been watching it. The man didn't get. I'm not trying to hate on. All I'm saying is dog. If I'm a black Republican, I ain't gonna hold up no goddamn sign. That's just me. I ain't for all that. But if you feel like how he feel, and most Republicans, you gotta understand, dog, his reason, like Yahweh's reason, or their people in that realm reason for why they support the Republican Party, because let's speak on it, Democrats was slave owners. The Democrats was the ones pushing this policy. The Republicans was the ones saying, hey, nah, we don't like this shit. You feel me?
That's true. We ain't
so
Democrats.
We once this shit once
the
slavery
19th
was
century.
abolished and all this other shit.
20th century.
We now we traded over to the blue side. But that's why I say I'm an independent voter. I'm black. I don't do blue red. I'm sorry. I'm purple. I'm royal. You feel me? Like,
I feel you, but here's the thing, and I have two schools of thought on this, because even though I feel like maybe some things he doing a little out there, I get what he doing. And these white people is paying money. He gonna be on speaking circuits. He finna get donations.
What's the
he
difference?
He ain't gotta get no money from Trump to get money.
What's the difference? What's the difference from him doing it and another nigga doing it that look just like you with a sweet, cute face?
It ain't got nothing to do with his face, because it's a lot of the people do this for the Democratic Party.
That's what I'm saying.
Play here.
That's what I'm saying. Is what's the difference between?
They say he got a mansion to drive a Bentley.
My thing is, what's the difference between him and the Democrats that do the same shit?
If he ain't cooning, he's sitting in the coon front yard. Like he almost there. He almost
like
in
if
the
you
house.
see him the whole time, because I watched it. If you see him the whole time, it was that way. But he was laughing and joking like he knew what it was gonna do. But and niggas played into it.
One thing I can say about this though, he been like they said since with like 2000, he been with the Republican Party, like and with the Bushes. They said Bush helped him get a radio signal or something at his radio station.
Dog. All I'm saying is that's how politics work. You feel me? I'm not saying that he cooning. I'm just saying that's how politics work. That's trapping ain't dead. So if I win and I'm just not gonna do as much as he gonna do. Hell no, I'm not. You have degrees of what the fuck you gonna do. I'm not at that point or stage of my life where I'm that fucking comfortable to be like, oh, I'm just gonna stand behind Trump and knowing that, hey, everybody's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna get this bag for the greater good of the community. That's just my idea of it.
I can excuse him doing that if he actually did get a bag, and then I see him doing stuff in the community and they like, oh, he donated to this or he started this, then I could be like, okay, get it how you live. But if he just living in his mansion and driving his Bentley like they say he doing them jet ski parties,
that's a different story.
And only time will tell. Would you have him on the show?
Yeah, I would have him on the show only because I want people to gain perspective. I think the biggest issue, to him too. Because the biggest issues in between black people, I think, is that we don't want to respect each other's perspective. You know what I mean? And frame of mind, and that's why we can't come together, because we so busy pertaining to what the overall view of what people say or cast that shadow, that we can't talk to one another. So even if it means belittling myself, to let you know, like, look, bro, I'm not that nigga.
Not belittle and humbling.
Like just so you know, like, look, bro, I want to understand. My thing is always to understand the next person rather than saying, hey, understand the next person, because it got to be a reason. And like I said, I can drop names of people. All right, fuck it. I'm just going to name it. T-Fair, Black Republican, over the Urban League.
Oh, he a Black Republican?
Black Republican. But I don't hear these same niggas complaining.
But he ain't behind Trump with a sign on.
Yeah, but that boy got pictures with him.
For real?
I'm not with Trump, but I'm just saying I'm saying he got pictures with other Republicans that's been hated. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference? That's just my ideology.
Because this president is a bit extreme, and he promotes
hate
and
somebody said it earlier this week.
And he has problematic views.
Reason why
I'm not views.
It was an article that was posted. Mm-hmm. I gotta find it, but it was an article that was posted about Yahweh. And Yahweh or somebody posted something about Yahweh being the extremist, and that they should and Trump should fund it. I don't know who did it.
I saw that too,
but I seen it, and I said, "You damn fucking right." And then Phoenix, Arizona, motherfucking Mike pops up. You feel me? Come on, bro. Y'all think this? Come on, man.
Yeah, Man,
Trappin ain't dead.
It ain't dead, man. I enjoyed this conversation. I could talk to you all fucking night about this. We gotta pause on this.
Yeah, we do. Because I don't want to talk about this dude no more. We done spent 17 fucking minutes.
Interesting though. It was a needed conversation. It is happening, so we need to talk about it. But let's talk about what's going on this weekend and let everybody know how they could follow us on social media.
All right. So the South Florida Black Business Directory is hosting a forum on black business and how can we do better black business and what are the issues.
When is that?
That is August 28th.
Okay.
All right. So
what else you got?
We have All Out Hustle. I wanted to shout out All Out Hustle. They always playing our podcast on AOH radio. So that's All Out Hustle, AOH. All right, radio. They do Mogul Mondays
every Monday.
Every Monday, that's hosted by Ragu and Tone C.
Where?
We'll get the info.
Okay, we'll put it on the social media.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And then we got Peace in the Hood coming up this week. Peace in the Hood open forum coming up this week on the 31st. That's Thursday. It's just a conversation about different things that's happening in our community. Where we're going to connect. We're going to come together. We're going to network. We're going to talk about the issues, and we're just going. We gonna get somewhere. We're gonna take action on some things. Bring the elders together. Have this conversation bring in politicians down the line. In the coming months, we want to bring in people to have a conversation and assist. I think it's to connect the dots with all like minds.
Where that's gonna be at?
So that's at the African Heritage Culture Arts Center.
And you got what else?
And the last thing is Folk Life Fridays. That's on September the 1st in Overtown.
Yay.
All right. So, that's from 2 to 6, if I'm not mistaken.
At the Lyric Theater?
It's right behind the Lyric Theater. That's like their first Friday event.
Oh, like that market they do?
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
nice.
And another thing is, your boy, All Like Minds Media, will be doing the sound. I'm with my boy. I'm back with my boy again, Bo the Lover.
Yay.
So, yeah, you gotta come out.
Okay. So I'm going to come to all of these things. And if I don't, you'll talk about me the next time we do this podcast. But
yeah, how Janae be pump faking.
Don't say that. Much, how can people follow you and connect with you?
At Machiavelli_Munch. That's MAKAVELLI_MUNCH. And follow my All Like Minds media page. ALLIKEMINDSMEDIA.
All right.
What about you, Janae?
I'm glad you asked me.
I be what be happening is I be trying to remember. I be placing the letters in my head, and then I be like overwhelmed, and then I look up and I be like, oh yeah.
And I'm always looking at him like, nigga, if you don't ask me what. Y'all can follow me on all social media on my personal page at Janae Tate, JANUYTATE, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can follow my blog, High Low News. That's HYLONEWS. And you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. So I look forward to connecting with y'all.
Peace.
Good night.
Blacks for Trump.